Impala Films presents Haunted, the audio drama. Season 2, Episode 9, The Cry of the Abyss. Part 4 of 4, written by Jamie Evans.
Come with me, Mr. Hunter, and I will explain everything.
Why go anywhere? Can't you just explain everything here?
It is a difficult story to comprehend. It would be much better if I were to show you.
And what makes you think I care that much?
Because you've never been able to deny curiosity. Not since you were a young boy, always asking questions, always with your nose in a book.
How can you know that?
I suspected as much when we spoke at the dinner table. You don't remember being here before, do you?
I've never been here before.
Of course you have. Come with me.
Damn it, what do you mean I was here before? With the orphanage?
Of course. Little Hopes. Such a ridiculous name.
What do you know about the orphanage, Elspeth?
This is where they all began, of course. This very island is where Isabella Marwood first proposed the idea. She always was such a pompous, self-important sort, but she had Lingard's ear. She created the orphanages to farm children for that awful project of hers, Indigo.
Please, if you know anything about Project Indigo, you must tell me. Please, I'm begging you.
I do not know much of the project. I was never part of Lingard's inner circle. What I do know is this. That foolish scheme brought nothing but misery and pain to the people of this island. It is an abomination that has destroyed the lives of everybody here.
Then help me to stop it.
It is too late for that, Mr. Hunter. Project Indigo cannot be stopped. If I could turn back time, I would never have come to this wretched island. Hello, brothers and sisters. Pleasant evening.
Good evening. Why don't you all get off the island, then? Return to the mainland.
We live a very simple way of life here, Mr. Hunter. The modern world, it is not for us. Many of us have resided here for hundreds of years, as you have no doubt discovered through your investigation.
I did. I found a photo of you from the 1800s looking exactly as you do today. How is that possible?
To understand, you need context. Please understand. That is the reason I tell you all of this and why I'm showing you what I'm going to show you, so that you have context, so you understand what is happening here. This is the first thing I want to show you, Mr. Hunter. This is the oldest building on the island, built by the very first settlers to arrive here. They constructed the cabin from wood deconstructed from the ship that brought them here. Look, you can even see the name of the ship still painted on the plan.
Zephyrinde.
Middle English. It means seafarer.
Middle English. You were all speaking Middle English when you came here.
It was 1349. What did you think we were speaking?
Of course, it's just a bit difficult to take it all in, if I'm honest.
Of course it is. By the time I'm done telling you my story, I imagine many things will be difficult for you to wrap your head around. Come, this way. It all began in 1349, when Alexander Lingard chartered the Seafarer from Elthingham, with a course set for Denmark. They were hoping to flee the Black Death, which was ravaging Britain. Unfortunately, they didn't realise until too late that they had brought the disease on board.
Abigail, hurry up.
I can't believe we just left James.
He knows what he's doing. We need to find the others, fast.
Someone's approaching the house. Quick, behind this cabinet. Stay quiet.
Engelbert and his men have captured the Scotsman and the missing student. They're taking them to the altar now. Mrs. Cavendish is dealing with James Hunter. You two take the husband and wife upstairs to the altar as well. I'll find the others.
He's talking about my mum and dad.
Stay quiet, Casey.
We have to do something.
What can we do right now?
We can't let them take them.
There are guards at the back door. The only way out of the house is this door right here, which means you will have to deal with me.
Hold still.
This doesn't have to end unpleasantly. All three of you are young and strong. Our community is in need of fresh blood. You could join us, become part of us. There really is no need for this to be difficult.
Please, look, what is the meaning of all this? We just want to find our son.
Mum! Dad!
No!
There you are.
Ugh. Stay away from me! Let my parents go, you jerk!
I've got a plan. When I tell you, I need you to push this cabinet over, okay?
What?
On my signal. Hey! Nice offer asking us to live here, but I don't think we could stand the lack of internet. Seriously, you people need to look at getting Virgin out here, or something. Sky, perhaps?
You have a strange sense of humour.
Where are you taking my parents?
I'm afraid they are not useful to our community. We cannot afford to let them return to the mainland and tell everybody about us, nor can we afford the extra mouths to feed. The two of you, however, there is a place for you on this island. You can join us.
Not going to happen. Now, Dan!
What?
That was heavier than it looked.
Come on, this way! Stay low. Jesus, it's like the village of the damned.
They're all just working like my parents didn't just get dragged off screaming.
Any idea where they got dragged off to?
He said something about an altar, so I'm guessing a church of some kind?
The closest thing I can see to a church is that thing over there.
Oh, on the opposite side of the village that time forgot. Of course.
What's that sign on the wall? That is not a crucifix.
It's the Monus Hieroglyphica.
Well, don't just say that like it's a normal thing.
James and I saw it back in Elthingham. Carl had carved it into the bathroom stall, and...
And what?
Never mind.
No, what is it? What?
It's not really my place.
Abby, we're literally trapped on a hostile island, caught between fanatical villagers and whatever the hell those remnant things are. Now is not the time to be holding out on me.
Fine. It's one of the symbols James has scarred on his body.
That thing?
Yeah. It happened to him in the orphanage. He doesn't remember how or why or even when exactly.
What does that mean?
It means that whatever is happening here, it's tied somehow to James Hunter. Oh, shit.
What? What is it?
Nothing. I just made a connection in my head.
About what?
It doesn't matter.
They're out here somewhere. The three young ones. Find them and bring them to the church.
Guys, that's not good, right?
No. No, it isn't.
So this Alexander Lingard lost his family during the Black Death.
That's right. The loss was too much for him to bear, and he turned to occult study, which had always been a hobby, for answers.
But found none.
None at all, until that fateful day when he chartered the Seafarer and set out to return to his native Denmark. He tried to ensure that it was a clean crew, but one of the men had recently contracted the terrible plague. The symptoms manifested whilst they were on ship, and by that point it was too late. Fate, if you believe in such a thing, intervened, and the Seafarer was caught in an unexpected storm, much like yourselves.
They ended up here, on the island.
Yes, as far as we know, the first human beings in history to set foot on the island. Their ship damaged beyond repair, the plague spreading rapidly through the group. They would have torn one another apart until Alexander forced them to come together. It was on the first night that Alexander heard the cry of the abyss. That baleful moan made the entire island feel like it was shaking. Alexander felt drawn to it, and he left camp and made his way through the forest land until he reached Silverpit Crater in the middle of the island.
So the island really was created by a meteor impact?
That's right, millions of years ago, I was told. Although I've no way of knowing if that is true or not, so I suppose you can take that with a pinch of salt if you wish. At the bottom of the crater was a small lake, and inside that, the remains of the meteor. Lingard conversed with the meteor.
Wait, hang on a second. He spoke to it?
So he claimed.
So this is an alien, like an extraterrestrial creature? I can't believe it.
Extraterrestrial in the sense that it didn't originate on Earth, but not an alien in the manner you suspect, Mr. Hunter. Alexander always claimed that the meteor had originated not from deep space, but from outside of this universe, from a vast nothingness called the abyss. Alexander spent many days and nights in the crater, speaking with whatever it was inhabited the meteor. When he returned, he was carrying a jar of black fluid, which he called the gift of the abyss. When he returned to the camp, the men had deconstructed the boat to build shelter, but by this point, many of them had caught the plague and were dying. Drink this, Alexander told them. It will make you better.
You're kidding me. This thing cured the Black Death.
It did. From there, Alexander and his men began to worship the thing that come from the abyss. Alexander conversed with it often and wrote down what it said, using this to form a new religion.
Did anybody else ever hear the voice in the meteor?
Interestingly, no. Not in the way Alexander could, anyway. They heard it when it cried in rage. You've heard that yourself. They described feeling like there was a voice in their head when it got near the meteor, but that they couldn't comprehend what it was saying. Alexander became convinced that, seeing as only he could understand the voice, it was destiny that brought him here.
What did this thing want? What sort of things were taught in this new religion of Lingard's?
That is a longer story than we have time to tell right now, Mr. Hunter. We're almost at our destination. What's important for tonight is this. The men cut down trees on the island and made a small boat, which allowed Alexander to return to the mainland. There, he used his wealth to charter more ships and recruit more people to bring to the island. Residing here required only two things: devotion to Alexander Lingard and devotion to his new church. In exchange, we were given the gift of the abyss.
And this same black liquid that cured the plague, it extends your lifespan.
That's right. It slows down the body's decay, allowing someone to live almost forever. So long as they continue to periodically drink from the fluid, of course.
That's amazing. That's a miracle.
We thought it was a miracle, but we were too short-sighted. The gift of the abyss came at a price.
Move very slowly and keep an eye out for bear traps.
I don't know what I expected when we started looking for Kevin, but crawling through bushes was not it.
Tell me about it.
Shh! Look, there's a light on in the upstairs of the church.
There's also 4 guards. We'd never get past them without being seen.
How do you feel about heights?
I'm okay with them. Why?
Look at the building next door. The one overgrown with ivy.
Yeah?
The upstairs window of that building is only 5 feet from the upstairs window of the church? And nobody is guarding that building.
You aren't suggesting we jump across, are you?
That's exactly what I'm suggesting.
Is there a way to get into the church from this side? I don't fancy risking getting caught trying to get in through the front.
I think I can see a way in. Whatever this old building used to be, they've let it go to ruin. Look, the wood in the back bottom corner is all rotted and damp. I reckon we could break in.
Well, there's still a good chance they'll hear the wood breaking, even if it is damp and rotted.
We need some sort of distraction.
Feeling fast, Dan?
not enough to outrun an entire angry village, Abby.
We're just going to have to give it a try. Keep an eye out, Casey.
Okay, this piece feels like it's falling apart anyway.
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, well, that piece was soaked. If we get any even slightly dry, it's going to make a noise.
Help me with this one.
Wait. Did you hear that? Never mind.
That was close, guys.
Thanks for stating the obvious.
Hey, be nice.
Sorry. Stress.
Are you okay?
You mean besides being trapped in the first level of Resident Evil 4?
Well, isn't that normal for us at this point?
I'm worried about James.
Yeah, me too. He hasn't been the same since that night at the tower. He's been weird since we got here.
Why? What have you noticed?
Nothing specific. I just mean, like, generally.
When we were down in the tunnels, we found crates marked for Little Hopes, and just before we were found by the people, James came over all funny. I can't explain it exactly. I'm just worried.
Guys, hurry up!
I definitely heard something.
Shit! What now?
Huh? Who's there?
Go now!
What did you do?
Picked up some rocks off the ground and threw them at the building on the other side of the church. We've got like 30 seconds. Go!
That seems way too easy.
I can get through here.
You next, Casey.
They're around here somewhere.
Hurry up, Dan.
I'm not sure I'm going to fit. I'm stuck.
Give me your hand.
I've got the other one.
That was close. You barely fit through there, Dan.
Damn it. I'm all bloated. This is because I let Abigail talk me into that double pepperoni pizza the other day. It's supposed to be cutting season, man.
You tore your jacket too.
Great. I guess that's karma for me laughing at James back in Ravensdale.
Oh, shit. Guys, look at this.
What the fuck is this?
Oh my god. The building we had entered had clearly been disused for some time. It was filled with the pungent stench of rising damp, and there was a stale quality to the air that reminded me of the smell attics get. It was unmistakable that the room we had entered was a classroom of sorts. The gears of my brain began to grind, refusing to recognise an irrefutable truth that was settling into my subconscious.
It's a school.
Abandoned and disused.
There aren't any children on the island.
What?
We haven't seen a single child, not heard one baby cry. There aren't any children here.
Then why have a school?
Come on, we need to get moving.
What is it?
I think I've worked out why Elspeth kept obsessing over our ages at dinner, and it's definitely not something we want to stick around for. Casey, the window we need should be on the east side of the building. Can you go and find it? Don't let them see you, though. Dan, come with me. We need to find something to help us walk across. What is it?
You know, sometimes you're just like him.
What do you mean?
He's rubbing off on you more than I thought. Why don't you tell me what's going on?
It's just a theory.
Well, then tell me the theory.
I think that the black fluid we found is what lets them live as long as they do. I think it comes at a price, though. I think it leaves them unable to reproduce. I think that's why Robert kept saying we could join them because we were young and strong. I think it's why Elspeth Cavendish wanted to know our ages. She seemed interested in me and Casey, but when she heard how old Marjorie was, she lost all interest in her.
So you think they want...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy, that's gross.
Exactly. So let's save everyone else and get off this island. Dan, look at this.
What? Oh, it's an office. Empty filing cabinets and spare desks. Oh, I bet we could use that desk to bridge the gap over to the church.
Well, yes, but I meant, look at that photo on the wall.
Oh, it's really badly damaged, Abigail. I mean, half of it's missing. Oh, shit. Is that Isabella Marwood?
Yes. And look at the kid next to her. The greasy hair, the wrapped face. Doesn't that look like a teenage version of Carl Trevino?
It does. Who are these other kids?
I don't know. But if I had to bet money, I'd say they're all part of Project Indigo.
You know, I'm getting pretty tired of only getting half the story, aren't you?
Definitely. Come on, help me separate the legs from this desk. We can use it to get across to the church.
So you all gained seemingly eternal life, but at the cost of being unable to procreate.
That's right. That was when we learned that nothing from the abyss comes without a price.
So how did you keep the population of the island up?
Once Alexander had established the scripture of his religion, he began to go out and recruit new people to the island. He built quite a devout society. In turn, the thing in the crater, it has a name, but only Lingard and his inner circle knew it. The rest of us named it various things, the beast of the abyss mostly. Some called it the calamity, some just called it evil. Anyway, this thing in the crater demanded a periodic sacrifice. People to be dropped into the crater where this thing, well, nobody except Lingard knew exactly what it did to them. But if you came and stood here, you'd be able to hear the screams echoing up from the deep caverns.
That looks like a long way down.
It is. That's how loud they were screaming.
But something changed. Recently, I'm guessing. Those things attacked my friends. What did you call them? Remnants? I clocked the number of buildings, too. There aren't as many people on this island as there are buildings.
Eventually, Lingard and his inner circle moved away from the island to begin to try to fulfill the prophecies written in their scripture. That's when they began Project Indigo and set up the orphanages in the outside world. He left a small group in charge, and the rest of us went on about our lives.
And the ones he left in charge kept shipping the black liquid to the mainland periodically.
Exactly. The ones he left in charge, they were cruel. Conditions on the island for the rest of us became unbearable. A couple of years ago, myself, Robert and a few of the others conducted a coup of sorts. We killed the men loyal to Lingard and buried them out in the cemetery. We tried to start a new life, and as long as we kept shipping the liquid out regularly, Lingard's church either didn't know anything was happening, or they did, and they didn't care.
But you stopped sacrificing people to the beast.
That's right. When I took over, I promised everyone here that I wouldn't sacrifice any of our own to the beast.
And eventually it started sending the remnants to attack you all.
That's right. Do you see now, Mr. Hunter, the problem I'm stuck with?
It's a horrible situation, Elspeth. But if you're looking for some sort of forgiveness from me, if it turns out you hurt those students, I cannot forgive you.
Forgiveness is not what I require from you, Mr. Hunter. I am beyond forgiveness, I think. I suppose I'm telling you in the hope that you might at least understand. I have no choice in this. I must protect my people, and that means finding a way to grow our community and keep the beast's hunger sated.
Grow the community? Elspeth, you'd better not mean what I think you mean.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hunter.
Oh!
Right, we've got something. This should be large enough for us to get across to the next building.
Quick, we need to hurry. They're all in there, but some of the villagers just showed up. They're taking my parents and Captain Callahan away.
Right, help me move this into position.
Okay, I'll go first. Fingers crossed this thing doesn't drop.
What the?
It's okay. It's okay. I'm not one of the villagers. I'm here to help. Kevin Kaplan?
Yeah, that's me. How did you know?
I came here with your family to find you and my friend Professor Bachman.
They just took my parents, a group of the villagers. They took him and the Scotsman.
Kevin!
Casey!
God, I don't think I've ever felt so much like James Bond before. Here, just help me drag the board back in, Abigail. We don't want them to see it.
Some villagers came and took the Kaplan parents and Angus. Kevin is safe and... Are there others?
No. I'm the only one.
But I thought they were keeping the young ones alive for a propagation.
That is what they were planning. Whatever it is that lets them live so long, it stops them being able to have children. The woman who's in charge of them,
Said she was going to keep us here and make us part of the community. They wanted us to have children for them. They were going to make them part of this crazy island.
What happened to the others then?
Matt started a fight when they tried to lock us in here. They killed him, and the rest of us used the confusion to escape. We've been playing some fucked up version of hide and seek ever since. They got Tyrone with an arrow the next day. Bronwyn caught her leg in one of the bear traps and tried pulling it free. She bled to death. A couple of nights ago, we were running from those zombie-like things. We got separated and Tina went up a tree. They pulled the damn thing down and dragged her away.
That explains the rucksack we found.
I'm just so glad you're safe. I was so worried.
I'm fine. But we've got to rescue Mum and Dad fast. They're taking them to the sacrifice point.
What happened to Professor Bachman?
He's dead. I think. They separated him from us on the first night, and I haven't seen him since. They said he'd be given to the beast, though.
Oh, fucking hell. Kevin, do you know where this sacrifice point is?
Yeah, overlooks the crater. I can take you there.
There's nobody out there. Everybody move as lightly as you can and keep it close to me. We need to rescue your parents and Captain Callahan and find James.
Abigail, James said...
I know what he said. We aren't leaving him.
I don't want to leave him either. But if it's a case of either getting off the island or dying trying to get him, we have to think about the larger group. I mean, come on, it isn't just our asses we're trying to save.
I said I'm not leaving him, Dan. He would never leave us, and you know it.
Do we?
What is that supposed to mean?
Guys, I don't know what this little drama is you've got going on, but can we save it?
Sure. It's no use. There's still 4 guards at the front door.
Well, maybe we should go back the way we came.
Maybe. Can you feel that draft?
What?
A draft. In this corridor. It's colder than it should be.
All right, well then maybe on the way off the island we can give them the number for a good contractor.
Oh, that's not what I'm getting at. This way. Stay low.
You've got to be kidding me.
Anybody order a secret tunnel?
I bet this is where they've taken our parents. I bet it leads to the sacrifice point.
Then let's get after them.
Oh, I hate it when we end up in dark underground tunnels.
Ow! Ow! Oh, that's gonna hurt even worse tomorrow. Oh, great, a tunnel. I hate underground tunnels. Stupid of me to get lured in by her story. I should have been prepared for her shoving me. Idiot, James. Get your head in the game. This is James Hunter dictating from Silverpit Crater on Silverpit Island. Elspeth Cavendish pushed me into the crater at the centre of the island, and I've fallen into a network of tunnels. Mrs. Cavendish has told me a rather fantastical story about the island, namely that it is the birthplace of an occult religious order founded by a man named Lingard. This same religious order went on to create Project Indigo and set up the very same orphanages in which I was raised. All of this time, and I never suspected that the people who raised me were part of a meteor-worshipping cult. Perhaps it makes sense that Carl is so angry. I can't deny that I'm feeling something strange, just like I did in the smuggler's tunnel. It's like something calling to me. Having heard what's down here from Elspeth, I'm not sure that's a good thing. There it is, the meteor. The bottom of the crater is filled with water over the years, creating a small lake. I can see the meteor half submerged in the water. It's almost like it's glowing, but it isn't. How can that be possible? It reminds me of the dark man in my dream. On the ground there are, I don't know how to describe it, tendrils? Some sort of black substance, almost like mold, extending out from the water and spreading around the cavern. I should take a sample.
Don't touch it!
Huh? Harry!
I wouldn't touch it if I were you, James. Wouldn't want to make the same mistake as me.
Harry, what happened to you? Your leg, your arm, you look awful.
Good to see you too, old friend.
Harry, we came to rescue you.
I thought as much. I'm afraid your timing is a little off though, mate. I don't have very long left.
What are you talking about?
We washed up here on the island, and they separated me from the students. They brought me to this ceremony site. It's all I can think to call it. They wanted to burn me alive as a sacrifice to this thing that lives down here. I managed to escape, but I fell.
You've been down here for a week.
The tunnels are like a maze, James. They play with your head. You can't escape. So curiosity got the better of me. Curse of an academic mind, and I took samples of the corruption you see on the ground and the walls, and that was a mistake.
It's infected you.
Soon I'll just be like those hideous creatures. You've seen them, I suppose.
Some of them attacked Dan and the Kaplans.
Kaplans? Kevin's family came?
Yes. Harry, listen, are any of the students still alive?
I'm so sorry, James. I don't know for sure. They didn't bring them with me to be sacrificed, but once I escaped, they might have replaced me. Oh God, what have I done?
Harry, stop. Stop it. This is not your fault.
I shouldn't have come here, James. It was stupid. Chasing legends and ghost stories. I'm not you.
Harry.
Oh, James, you're here. We don't have long. There are these things I need to show you.
Harry, what's wrong? What is this thing doing to you?
It's, oh, God, it's getting difficult to, what's the word? Concrete. No, oh, God, concentrate. Concentrate, yes, that's it. Oh, we really don't have long. Come with me to this wall over here, James. Look at these markings carved into the wall. As best as I can tell, they're hundreds of years old, but I think from when the first settlers came. Settlers. When the settlers came to the island.
Alexander Lingard. These could have been carved by him. What is this?
Well, it reads a lot like Danish, but there's a lot of differences, so I suspect that it's older. If I had to take an educated guess, I'd say early Middle Danish, but I'm not an expert.
You're the best expert that I know.
Am I? Yes, I suppose. Yes, it occurs to me I could have done a better job on helping you translate those symbols they scarred on your body. I'm really sorry.
What are you talking about, Harry? You helped me immensely, and I've always been grateful for the help you gave me.
I should have done more.
No, you did enough. What's bringing this on? Stop beating yourself up over things that happened forever ago, and you have no reason to feel guilty about. Oh no. It's you, isn't it? You're doing this, you stupid rock! Don't you roar at me!
Careful, James. The beast. Look, you can see its shadow moving beneath the water.
So there really is a beast. It's physical.
I've seen it. When it gets angry, it leaps from the water and roars a mighty roar. It chills me to my bones. What was I saying? Oh, the kids, the students, James. Why did I bring them along? What was I thinking?
Harry, snap out of it.
Yes. Yes, important. I must tell you. Come here.
Harry, wait. I need to ask you something. In your head, is there a noise?
It's like a loud and a quiet at the same time. There's something there, like a piece of wood. What's it called? Under your skin.
A splinter.
Yes, that's it. It's like it's saying something that's beyond my comprehension.
And it's making you fixate on everything you've ever done that made you feel guilty.
I wouldn't say fixate. I'm reflective. A few years ago I hit a dog with my car. I hit a dog and I freaked out and I panicked. I kept driving and I didn't go back. What sort of monster does that? Ah!
Stop it! Stop! Let him go! I know what you are and you don't scare me. I've defeated you before, remember that? Huh? You are the thing that Halliday's machine contacted in Greenvale. You are the thing that whispered through the fabric of reality and caused all of that trouble. I don't know what you want, and I don't know what things you've told Carl Trevino. But believe me when I tell you that hurting my friends is a very bad idea.
James, what's happening?
Harry, listen. I think that the meteorite came from the same place as the signal that I investigated last year. The one that infected Abigail. It's a thing they call the Abyss. It's the dead space that surrounds the fabric of reality.
How funny. I never even liked Star Trek.
Huh?
And yet I meet my end in a science fiction plot.
This isn't the end. We can fix this.
Don't kid yourself, James, please. We both know I'm too far gone. I've seen what this thing turns people into. I won't be a puppet, and I won't end after forgetting everyone I loved. Listen to what I have to tell you about the wall.
Okay, tell me.
I translated some of it. Not much, just keywords and phrases. It talks about a coming apart, a separation, and this word here, I think it means the opposite, like a unification. The thing that's meant to come here on the meteor, it's beyond our comprehension. They call it the beast or a monster, but it's far beyond that, beyond our understanding, I think.
You mean it's beyond description?
The closest I can think of is a god. It's a god, James. Ah!
Stay with me, Harry, stay with me.
Not time. Listen. Last bit. This passage here, it's a very specific word. Conduit. It describes a conduit.
What's that?
Not what. Who. It's a person. An important person in their prophecy.
Is that what Project Indigo is? They're trying to find this conduit.
All I know is all of these words here in this section, they are all words that refer to a female. The conduit is female. That's as far as I got. I'm sorry, James. I'm so sorry.
Don't say sorry. You've done more than enough.
I can feel it taking me over. I'm sorry, old friend. I need to ask you. Please. I need you to help.
What is this?
It's a knife. Please. Before I forget everyone, before I forget you, James, please help me. I'm not strong enough on my own.
I can't do that.
You have to.
I can't.
Please. James, please, I beg of you. As my friend, I need you to do this, please.
Harry. Harry, I am so sorry that this happened to you. I am sorry that you were ever dragged into this.
I chose to come here. No, I chose to come here. This is a better end than what it has in store for me. This is my choice. I hope they have records in heaven.
I'm sure they do, Harry. All of them. Hey, they've probably got the actual rock stars.
That would be nice. I'm just sorry I can't see how all of this is going to turn out. Make sure you stop them for me, James. Please.
I will. I promise you I will.
Good. I can rest now. Play Highway to Hell at my funeral. It'll be hilarious.
I'm not gonna play Highway to Hell at your funeral.
Yeah, best not. Go for Freebird. That seems like a good one to go out on. Good luck, James.
Harry. I'm so sorry, Harry. I'm so sorry.
I just want you to know, Captain, that this is not personal. I wish that it did not have to be this way.
Fuck you, you crazy bitch!
Engelbert, please bring me the torch.
Here you go, Mom.
You're fucking crazy! The lot of you!
Greg! We need to do something!
I can't get free, Marge. Please, Mrs. Cavendish, don't do this. Please, we're all reasonable here. We can talk this out.
No amount of talking can save my people. It is with humbleness we offer these sacrifices to the beast of the abyss. Please, we beg your forgiveness for our lack of devotion. Please accept these offerings and rescind your anger.
Ah! Damn you!
Angus!
Stop right now!
You are too late, children. Seize them.
Back the fuck off or I take us all out.
What the hell are you doing?
This is an explosive device. Tech from our modern world out there. I assume even you backwards losers have heard about how destructive our weapons are these days.
You are bluffing. That tiny thing cannot destroy us all.
Are you willing to take that chance?
Abs, do you seriously think you can trick them into thinking your iPhone is a bot?
I'm improvising. Now, let our friends go. Immediately. Get Angus down.
It is too late for him. The fire has taken hold. Accept our sacrifice.
No!
Got you!
This is not an explosive device.
Okay, fine. It's a phone.
Get them!
Stay back, Casey.
Hold still. There's nowhere to run.
Fuck off!
No! I'll kill you for that!
No, you won't!
Ah!
Everybody stop!
Abby!
Elspeth!
Stay back, men.
I have had a very long and very exhausting day, and I have just watched you people murder a man. Now, if you don't let my friends go right now, I swear to God, I will throw this old hag off this cliff and into the crater.
It's disgusting that you come here to our home and threaten us like this. Is everyone in the outside world so rude?
Rude? You're the ones who wanted to imprison us in your whacked-out breeding farm.
What?
Long story. You don't want to hear about it.
No, it can't be. You fools! You fools!
What's happening?
Didn't they say the cry summons a remnants?
Yeah, they did.
We need to run now.
Look what you've gone and done, you idiots! Take your family. You can't get off this island anyway. We'll find you.
Where is James?
I'm not telling you. Ow! He's in the crater. Probably dead already.
Here.
Ah!
Come on, Mum. We need to get back to safety.
Kevin, Casey, oh, come here, you two.
I'm so glad to see you both.
I'm so glad you're both safe.
I'm glad you're safe. What happened to your leg, Dad?
A bear trap.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry to break up the reunion, but we need to get going now. Abby, let's haul ass.
You go.
What?
I said you go. I'm going down there to get James.
No, don't be ridiculous. We need to go.
I'll be right behind you. Go back the way we came, back to the village. The entrance to the smuggler's tunnel is behind the big story house on the west side of the village. You can't miss it. You'll have to dump the cargo off the boat to fit everyone in. Go!
No, I'm not leaving you.
Well, you don't have a choice. Geronimo!
No! Abigail!
I've made it to the tunnel. Now go!
She must really like that drunk guy.
Yeah. All right, come on, let's go.
The rage burns bright in you. The seeds of my long labour finally bear fruit.
Cut it out.
Lingard's orphanage has raised you well. You do not tremble before me as other mortals do.
You don't scare me. You want them to think that you're a god. Well, maybe you are a god. Out there, trapped in the cold and empty abyss. Here, you're nothing. Stop trying to intimidate me and do away with your writhing shadows and eldritch form. You're wasting your time. You can't hurt me because you're not here. You are still trapped in the abyss. The only thing that came to Earth on this meteor was a fraction of your consciousness. You're a scary voice, and that's all you are.
You are perceptive, James Hunter, as I have long suspected you will play a pivotal role in my prophecy for the world.
You listen to me. I don't care what designs or prophecies you have for this world. I'm going to stop you. You, Lingard, Carl Trevino, and the entire occult church that wastes its time worshipping you.
The fire burns bright within you, just as it did all those years ago when you first came to see me.
What happened that day? When Marwood brought me here, what happened?
You insolent little child. You threaten a being beyond your comprehension and expect to demand answers from me. You will get no answers to your questions. It is much more satisfying to watch you suffer, to watch you struggle and fail. Nothing will stop the unification.
Then I'll find the answers on my own. Either way, you aren't getting your unification.
You will face me again, James, sooner than you think. Continue to nurture the darkness inside. Let it take root and grow. It will corrupt and blacken your soul, just as it has my other children. Your children? Remember, part of me is always with you.
Remnants.
James!
What are you doing here? I said leave!
Never without you!
Oh, you are infuriating sometimes.
Well, you love me for it. Now come on! What have you been up to?
Oh, you know, had a history lesson, got pushed off a cliff, held my dying friend in my arms, and then told a giant eldritch god to fuck off. So, you know, normal.
We lost Angus. They killed him.
I'm sorry to hear that. Are the others safe?
Dan's taking them all to the boat now. The remnants turned up again and the villagers fled.
Hopefully we can avoid them.
Okay, we've got to climb this next bit. Are you ready?
As I'll ever be.
Make sure all the perimeter traps are set. Everybody, barricade the doors of your houses.
The remnants are coming from the east, Elspeth.
Quickly, everyone indoors. These outsiders, they've ruined everything.
Ruined or stopped you from committing monstrous acts?
Mr. Hunter, Miss Corbin, you've returned.
Told you we'd be back.
I went down there and I had to watch my friend die before the thing down there turned him into another one of these remnants.
Don't you see, Mr. Hunter? We are in an impossible position. We must sacrifice people to keep the beast sated.
You are a religious fanatic who traded your morality and ethics for the chance to live longer than any human being ever should. And what have you achieved with that extra time, Nothing. You live in constant fear, preying upon unfortunate travellers, spending every day with the same bitter old people because none of you have the courage to die.
And now you wish to exact vengeance upon me?
It would be nice.
It is your fault that one of my oldest friends is dead, far before his time. Whatever darkness it is that your masters put inside of me, it is screaming at me to kill you. I won't. I won't give them what they want, not again. But I am going to leave you here to suffer in the hell of your own making. Come on, Abigail.
We didn't have a choice. Mr. Hunter, don't you judge us.
I'm proud of you for not giving in.
Thank you.
Welcome back, James.
Deputy, let's set sail, shall we?
What's going to happen to the villagers?
They can all rot in hell for all I care. They nearly took my children from me.
We're okay, Dad.
We'll get your leg looked at as soon as we get back to the mainland, Greg.
It's okay. It's not that painful, Marge.
You got tears in your eyes, Dad.
Shut up, son.
They might survive the remnant attack, maybe not. I think I pissed the thing in the crater off quite a bit. It probably won't calm down for a while.
What happened down there? Was there really a monster? Did you talk to it?
Yes and no. I don't want to talk about it.
More secrets.
We found something in the old school building, James. I thought you should see it. It's a photo. It's half destroyed, but look, that's Isabella Marwood, and I think that's...
Carl, how old is this photo?
I'm sorry, I don't know. Why?
Nothing. Just something bothering me.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, not right now. I'm scared, Abigail.
Of what?
This thing we're wrapped up in, it's only just beginning, and I think we're more outnumbered than we ever thought.
Well, be that as it may, we'll get through it. Together.
Guys, look at that. Another ship's coming in. Oh, that's way bigger than Angus's was, though.
Good. It means the path between the splinter dimension and the real world is open.
Shouldn't we warn them?
I don't think they're friendly, Dan.
Is that...
Yes. Marwood. It might not be the remnants that destroy Cavendish after all. Give me a moment, will you?
So, I can't believe we escaped.
Well, unbelievable escapes are sort of my thing.
So I can see. Thank you, Dan.
That was nothing.
You really have it bad for her, don't you?
I don't know what you mean.
Lucky girl. I hope she realises what she has before it's too late.
Me too.
Have a good life, detective. Call me if you fancy some overtime.
Harry, if anything comes after this life, I hope that you can hear me. I want to thank you. Thank you for everything you have ever done for me. Thank you for always being a source of knowledge. Above all, thank you for being there. Rest in peace, my friend. Rest in peace.
What is the meaning... Mom, it's,
Isabella Marwood. It's been a long time since you were last here on Silver Point. At least 40 years, if I recall.
Elspeth, like what you've done with the place. A lot less crowded than when I was last here.
I don't need you to mock me.
They've been here recently, haven't they? Carl Trevino and I just saw James Hunter leaving.
Yes.
Did they speak with him?
They both went into the crater. They both returned.
An excellent sign.
What do you want, Isabella?
Oh, I don't want anything from you, Elspeth. I just wanted to see it.
See what?
When he kills you for betraying us.
Master Lingard, I did not expect you. Please, you must understand, Master Lingard. Please, Master, I had to do it. We were miserable. We couldn't live. Please, please, please. Ah! 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 Ah!
Starring Jamie Evans as James Hunter, Isabella Barbieri as Abigail Corbin, and Luke Hunter as Dan Cowell. Also featuring Kevin Stemp, Harleen Sahota, Linda Clark, Michael Heath, Charles Topping, Rory Jocelyn, Eve Oliver, Benton Hodges, David Anthony Green. Haunted, the audio drama, is created by Jamie Evans, with all episodes produced and directed by Jamie Evans and Benton Hodges. Audio engineering by Benton Hodges and Jamie Evans. Haunted is a production of Impala Films and is recorded at Three Sprite Media Studios, with special thanks to Duncan Newham for equipment support. Opening and closing themes by James Crow. Thank you for listening to this audio presentation. Come back next week for the next exciting chapter of Haunted, the audio drama.